Yoshi actually asked me to prepare my remarks in Japanese, but I'll stick with it, and hopefully you can make out what I'm about to say. Maybe I'll close off in English at the end. So, 皆さんこんにちは。本日は皆様ようこそお越しくださいました。私は Yale Club of Japan の会長Engin Yenidunya です。こうして大勢の皆様にご参加いただき大変嬉しく思います。今日のセミナーが皆様にとって有益であり、アメリカにおける大学教育をご検討いただければと思います。Yale Club of Japan は日本におけるアメリカの大学の卒業生会としては最も盛んに活動をしており、1100人以上の日本人と外国人が加盟しております。メンバーにはYaleカレッジや大学院の卒業生がいます。著名な月に一度の頻度でイベントを開催しています。著名な学者を招いたディナーイベントやAfter 5の卒業生間の交流会、バーベキューコンサート、上映会などさまざまなイベントを提供しております。これまでのイベントに招いた学者の方は川口頼子さん、井ノ口恵子さん、カトリオズ駐米大使、モーガンスタインのロバート・ファーマンなどすべてイェール卒業された方々です。イェールクラブは卒業生の交流以外に重要な役割を持っております。それは日本からのイェールカレッジに進学を希望する学生に対して卒業生インタビューの提供することです。このインタビューはイェール大学事務局と合同で企画されており、日本に住むイェールカレッジの卒業生が学生とのインタビューをします。イェールカレッジの入学プロセスでは事前にインタビューを実施することが通常で大学を訪問できない学生に日本でインタビューを受ける機会を提供しております。最後に本日のイベント開催に向けご尽力くださいました ASIJ 吉山本と Harvard Club of Japan イニシアティブの皆様に深く御礼申し上げます。ありがとうございました。
それは次にですね、Harvard Club of Japan の入学試験の面接担当のデイビッド・ギッフォードさん、よろしくお願いします。
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for coming. I'm really pleased to see so many people come. Basically, I've been working to provide interviews for people who apply to Harvard for the past about 10 years. I think Engin has been doing for several years for the same period for Yale, as you mentioned. It's on average, I have to say that between 3 and 4 people get into Harvard each year. Some years much less, some years I think 5 is about the most people have. And as other people have said, compared to some other countries around the world, it is much less even than Kenya, for example. What I have to think is that maybe I heard once that people look at getting into places like Harvard like some kind of asymptotic scale. Like if it's hard to get into a generally good school, it must be 1,000 times harder to get into Harvard. But actually, it's more like finding the uniqueness that you have inside and the unique future that you're thinking about. And this is the focus that I think people should keep in mind. Pretty much one thing, I'll just knock it off pretty quick here, just because the stars of today's event are the recent graduates and the current attendees. Please listen to their stories, and please find the spark that's similar to you, and really they're the ones who have the key to whether this particular school or that particular school is what you're interested in. Each school is based on, your success in each school is based on finding the thread, the future that you want to find, and as long as you have that, you'll be just fine. One other thing I just want to mention briefly is that when it does come around to interview time, We try to provide interviews to everyone who asks for one. Okay. Fundamentally, it's up to each one of you who apply to ask for an interview. We don't start to interview until after January when the applications are in. Harvard College doesn't have early action, so we don't need anything earlier than that, but we're happy to hear from anyone sooner than that. My main point to say about our interviews is that all of us as college alumni know how hard it is to think about trying to get into a school across the ocean, and how hard it is to get into Harvard. So none of us are interested in making it a difficult or high-end experience. We want to find out what you're thinking about and what you find hard to put down on paper. And that's the key point that we want to convey to the admissions office. And I think Engin is the same. You know, people find it very remote, and now a lot of applications are done online, so it's a lot of finger work and typing, and it seems very far away. So we like to offer people like our recent grads, and hopefully our people who will be recent grads, to help be another point where you can find people. So that's all I have to say. Please enjoy our stars.